Shalom, shalom, Mishpaka. Pray all is well with each and every one of you. Today I'm going to talk about Stockholm Syndrome. The definition of Stockholm Syndrome, if you literally Google it and look it up, it says is a proposed condition or theory that tries to explain why hostages sometimes develop a psychological bond with their captors. Stockholm Syndrome can be and is a contested illness due to doubts about the legitimacy of the condition. So today we're going to talk about Stockholm Syndrome within this awakening, within this truth. When many people come to the truth, instead of repentance, they get filled with pride of knowledge. And due to this pride of knowledge, they never get the conversion of heart. They never are transformed by the Ruach HaKodesh. Their heart is still bound to the wickedness of the world that they grew up in. They are bound to the conditioning that they grew up in. So without surrendering to YAHUSHA, they end up in covenant, remain in covenant with Babylon. So why is this reflected as Stockholm Syndrome? Because when you have Stockholm Syndrome, you become a lover of your captors and a lover of their ways. And this is not the first time that the children of Yisrael did this. This is biblically when the children were delivered out of Mitzrayim. And that is Numbers 14. And I'm just going to start at the first verse. And all the assembly lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Yisrael murmured against Musha and against Aaron, and the whole assembly said unto them, Would to Alua that we had died in the land of Mitzrayim, or would to Alua we had died in the wilderness. And wherefore has Yahuwah brought us into this land, to fall by the sword, that our women and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Mitzrayim? And they said one to another, Let us make a captain, and let us return into Mitzrayim. And I'm going to pause right there. So you see here that when the children of Israel were delivered out of Mitzrayim, they didn't look at it as a baraka, which in English many people call a blessing. They looked at it as an oppression, as a curse. Oh, why did you bring me out of Mitzrayim to die? So many people have Stockholm. Yahuwah is trying to deliver you from the wickedness that you grew up in. Yahuwah is trying to deliver you and purge you from all of the uncleanness of your upbringing. But instead of looking at it as a deliverance, you look at it like Yahuwah is trying to kill you. And then you resent the deliverance and you remain in covenant with the things of the world. You remain in a covenant with your conditioning of the Willie Lynch letter. So many people, they have a covenant with hatred. They have a covenant with strife. They have a covenant with gossip. They have a covenant with slander. They have a covenant with hating their brother or sister, because that's how they grew up in the ghettos. In the ghettos, it taught you to be a backbiter. It taught you to be a slanderer. It taught you to gossip, and it taught you to hate. It taught you to murder. And with this covenant, you are unable to be delivered because you refuse to humble yourself before Yahuwah Sabaoth. And you remain bound to the covenants of the fallen Malachim. You remain bound to the covenant of Satan. You remain bound to the covenant of Babylon, of Mitzrayim. And this is keeping so many people from truly receiving divine healing. And then how do you know? Because the fruit that they bear, they take the pride of who they are. They take their pride of man, and then they think they can come into this awakening and speak. And when they speak strife. When they speak wickedness. When they speak hatred. And this is how you know who are Yahuwah's people who have been converted, by the love that they show one toward another, by the obedience unto Yahuwah and his commandments. But many people, they deny their deliverance, and they remain bound to Mitzrayim, bound to Babylon, bound to the things of this world. And that's Stockholm Syndrome, where you are so in love with the dainties of Satan that when deliverance comes, you think Yahuwah came to kill you. And I'm going to continue. So in verse 5, it says, Then Musha and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the multitude of the children of Yashrael. And Yahusha, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Yepuneh, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes. And they spoke unto all the company of the children of Yashrael, saying, The land which we passed through to search it is an exceeding good land. If Yahuwah delight in us, then he will bring us into the land and give it us, a land which flows with milk and honey. Only rebel not ye against Yahuwah. Only rebel not ye against Yahuwah. Neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and Yahuwah is with us. Fear them not. But all the assembly bade stone them with stones. And the kabod of Yahuwah appeared in the tabernacle of the assembly before all the children of Yashrael. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, How long will this people provoke me? And how long will it be ere they believe me? For all the signs which I have showed among them, I will smite them with the pestilence and disinherit them. I will make of you a greater nation, mightier than they. And I will pause right there. This is an example. You are being delivered. You are being set free. You're being delivered. Yahuwah wants to deliver you from the hate in your heart. Yahuwah wants to deliver you for your hatred and your jealousy towards your brother or sister. Yahuwah wants to deliver you from the gossip and the slander and speaking which things you ought not to say. Yahuwah wants to deliver you from the ruach of rejection, from that orphan mentality, from that ghetto mentality. But you are so bound to it that you return back into it, that you will not break covenant with it. You find it punishment. Oh, if I can't gossip, if I can't slander, you're not saying it in those words, but you feel like it's a punishment to you when you're corrected. And anyone who speaks the truth unto you, you resent. Anyone who speaks the truth unto you, you rebel against. Anyone who speaks the truth against you, you slander. That is not a reflection of those people, but a reflection of your Stockholm Syndrome. And Yahuwah in this passage told the children of Yashrael that he wanted to, told Musha that how long am I going to deal with these people? How long are they going to rebel against me? How long do you think they're going to be able to talk to you crazy? They're sinning not against you, but against me. How long? I will destroy them and rise up a new nation. And it was Musha who advocated. But yet, those same descendants have the nerve to talk about Musha today. The same descendants. Yahuwah is like, how long? That's why it's only a remnant. Because Yahuwah already said in his word, I will not break covenant with Abraham, Yishak, and Jacob. But many people want to hold on to sin. Many people don't want to be free from their lust. Many people don't want to be free from their addictions. Many people want to always continue in what is comfortable. And because they choose their comfort, because they choose not to die to the wickedness in their personality, because they choose not to acknowledge, it's me, O Yahuwah. I need a transformation of heart. I need repentance. I have failed you. And they choose slander. They choose gossip. They choose vanity. They choose lust. They choose familiarity. They stay bound. And then they have the nerve to say it's Yahuwah. That's speaking. Literally when Musha was in the mountain, and I'm going to end it here. Musha was in the mountain. So let us make Elohim. Let us make Elohim. They made gods. They made an altar. And they had the audacity to say, oh, it was these false gods that delivered us out of Mitzrayim. Many people deceive themselves by still worshiping the false deities that have followed them their whole life. So I pray as I leave it in this message that you will examine, that we all examine, do I have Stockholm Syndrome? Am I a lover of what's familiar? So may Yahuwah barak you, may Yahuwah keep you, and may he lead and guide you and deliver you from all that entraps you and all that ensnares you. Because when Yah tries to deliver you, it's a witness against you. When Yah tries to open up your heart, give you compassion, give you love of him, and you reject it, you reject correction, you reject accountability, you reject it, and you still want to remain in covenant with the fallen ones, that is a witness against you. So choose ye this day whom you will serve. Much shalom, much ahava. May Yahuwah barak you and keep you. May he make his face shine upon you and give you shalom.